Hello, Jim Howard here in Fort Worth, Texas. Today's date is February 11th of 2023. I just woke up from a very short nap. As you can see, the bed behind me is not made up. I just got out of the bed. I don't want to talk. I don't want to make this YouTube site talk about my health or something. But I will update you a little bit until I'll update you a little bit. I woke up earlier, not this time, but earlier I woke up after a short nap and I felt pretty good. I felt pretty good. And then after being up for a while, I started feeling not so great, but not as bad as I did before. I think I went to bed maybe that's the time. I went to bed for a little bit, and I woke up, and I think it was that time. So when I woke up from that time, I felt pretty good. But I noticed nodding my head. I kind of nodding my head, boom, it sort of came back for a little bit. And I was talking to the ex-wife, and I was telling her, I feel pretty good. But when I brushed my teeth and nodded my head, boom, it came back a little bit, the thing. And then I noticed it after that. And so I'm not sure what's going on. But I'll probably mention from time to time, especially if I find something out or if it gets really bad or something. But let's not be talking about my health. Let's talk about other things. So let's see what's going on. There's some big changes coming to, I'm not sure if it's just to Windows or if it's to all of there's been some changes. I was watching Tech TV or Tech Windows Weekly, and the latest episode, they're talking there's some major changes coming that's going to affect software and sites that you go to and all kinds of things that are coming. And so we're already, I think, seeing a few changes in things getting ready for it. I think it's going to be a good thing, but I don't know. Amazon Prime's newest perk adds discount prescriptions. Yeah, I talked about that before in a video quite a while back, that they're in the prescription insurance business, and they're already in the medical. I think the medical thing where you contact a doctor remotely and have things. So they definitely want to be in that business. By the way, you people have been very helpful. Especially a few of you, but that's okay. It's kind of strange. There's people who have been following me for years, and sometimes I never hear from them, and sometimes I just hear from them once or something, and don't hear from them for years again. It's kind of strange to me because I'm, pretty actively out there, looking at stuff and commenting and doing thumbs up and that type of stuff. I'm not sure that it does any good. The thumbs up and the whatever. But I would think that because I really do like it when somebody leaves a comment that, I've been following you for years, since the old days of Howard's Notebook bulletin board system or whatever, and I'm still watching you. That really tickles me. But anyway, a lot of you people have been really helpful with steering me the correct way, and I haven't always followed your advice, and probably always was wrong not to. I mentioned the other day, oh, where was it? Did I mention that on video? Not sure if I did. I'm not sure if I mentioned this or not. I went down to pick up my ex Darlene's. I guess I should stop saying ex, but went down to pick up her prescription because of the little snowstorm and ice storm that they had here. All of Texas. Yeah, I remember. I did mention it on a video because I said some things about the Abbott, the governor of Texas, because of the storm. But so her prescription was just came at the wrong. She needed a prescription. In fact, she had some EMS people come out. I guess they came out in an ambulance, but when they got here, I didn't see. Because she called 911, but told them it was non-emergency. But so I think they came out in an ambulance. They came out and they said, we're set up, instead of taking you to the hospital, we could do this, telecommunications type thing. We can draw your blood, we can, do these things that they needed to do, and whatever. And she said, well, yeah, I'll give it a try. And it worked out for her, except she needed, of course, she needed a prescription. Well, there was a prescription called for. It wasn't any big deal. The doctor that they were telecommunicating with, and that she was, prescribed her prescription, had it, go into the 2 blocks from here, the pharmacy that she deals with. And then right about then, the storm thing was hitting. And the next day, the Walgreens was closed. And then the next day, so she needed her prescription. And the next day, the store was open, but the pharmacy was closed there. And I can't keep track of everything that happened, but basically she didn't get her. I had to walk down finally to get her prescription from Walgreens. And she was going to have it sent out and, delivered, and then she was going to have, I can't remember. But anyway, it was about a week before I walked down and got the prescription for her. Oh, yeah. So when I walked down to get the prescription, there was 2 prescriptions. Well, I thought there was 3. So I went in and I said, I think there's 3. The pharmacy tech said, no, there's just 2. And I said, okay. So then when I left, went outside of Walgreens, started walking, I thought, damn, I maybe, what if it's, she said 3, I thought, maybe, of course, and so I took out my cell phone, Pixel 4a, and I knew in sunlight that I wasn't going to be able to see anything on the screen. Oh, I'd also turned it off, the cell phone off, because when I went into the store and got in front of the pharmacy or whatever, it was on, and I mean on. It was in my pocket, and something started playing. Not music or anything, but something started. I said, I'm sorry. And she said, that's okay. The tech. And I said, I don't even know how to shut this thing off. The audio. And so I turned the thing off. So anyway, got the prescription, stepped outside, started, walking from Walgreens, and I thought, what if this isn't if they didn't put the prescription in here that she needs, the one she's been waiting for over a week. And so I stepped over out of the sun into some shade. I still couldn't see had trouble even, there's an on button, it came on, and God damn, So, I like the Pixel, well, I do want a bigger, I mentioned that. I do want above 6 inches or whatever, even though I have small hands, like Donald Trump. And I always mention that. So I'm looking for a new cell phone. I don't need a deluxe, well, I would like, of course, good cameras. Or like Google with Google, good software that will work with the cameras. But one that I can see when I'm out, because also we don't have a car or whatever, and I just talked to you about that I now have permission to ride, a bus that, will take me a day. I have to call a day ahead of time, and then, but because of my disabilities. And I think there's going to be a lot of times that I'm going to be outside, waiting for the bus to show up and pick me, especially on the return trips and stuff. And whatever. I think I need a screen that I can see, even in, bright, even in sunlight, at least that I can see. So that's one thing. So things I'd like are, larger size, which I think are pretty much standard now, and good cameras, or the soft, and ability to see the screen. Did I already mention that? See the screen, size. Okay. So if you happen to have some recommendations on that, I'd still like to have a tablet. What is it one? It's on my wish list. Let's go. To go to Amazon. Okay, Amazon. And I really can't afford to spend very much, but and I have a tablet right, here, an Amazon tablet next to me. Well, you're not here. Let me point to it. Right there. So, let's see, account and wish list. Okay. I have so many sound cards, by the way. Creative sound cards, it's unbelievable. I right now have the GX4 or whatever that one is. I don't need another keyboard. I have a bunch in the closet. I guess I'm sort of like a woman likes shoes or something, rather. I like keyboards, I guess. Okay. Well, I'd like to have, the Samsung Galaxy A53 GA, where I'd like to have that, but $400 is too much. And so I'd like to have a Samsung Galaxy Tab S6 Lite. I think I could actually do stuff for, YouTube, for my site with that, from what I've watched a bunch of reviews. But you might let me know what you think. The S Pen is included with it. So I guess, but if you can think of something, and the name doesn't matter, but if there's something as good and it's less money. Now, until recently, I haven't bought refurbished things or anything, but if somebody if you see, if you see a place that has, well, I guess Amazon does. I haven't looked, refurbished or whatever, because you can, when you get it, would you have 90 days or is it 6 months or something? I forget how long. So if something comes in scratched screen or dinged up, I am kind of a, I like my stuff scratched and all that kind of stuff. I've had cameras and I have cameras and all kinds of stuff, that are mint condition, and because I don't like a ding on something. So anyway, I'd be willing to take a chance. I guess that'd be the thing to do. See a Samsung Galaxy Tab S6 Lite. It's $249. If it's one that's refurbished or not refurbished, I think means fixed. I'd rather have, what's the other word for it? Something that somebody's had and used, but not scratched up or dinged up or anything like that. Anyway, that's your marching orders. So I just woke up a while ago, and now I'm sitting here and I'm feeling okay. There it happened. See, I've been up a little bit, but when I nod, I don't like that feeling, and that's so. Anyway, I came in here to take a little, I went and checked, make sure the rest of the place is still here. Oh, there's a Pixel 5, but I bet you anything that the screen, there's an unlocked Google Pixel 5. $150, I can probably afford that. Well, I'm a poor man, but for my toys, I can always, I also need, I've mentioned this for a while, I need another one of these, calm desk, but that's what I have now. Table. One's here, and this one over here. This is the same thing. I purchased two of these, not at the same time, but because I've got a place, that I can put it. And every time I have to look for something, which is all the time, the only place is on my bed, and everything comes out of the closets and out of these containers over here. I'm going to have to lay down here pretty quick. Jimmy, later on I'll make hard-boiled eggs for us.
Okay.
And by the way, there's Jell-O in there.
All right, thanks.
I sort of made it for Dar, but I think she'll share some with you.
All right.
That was my son, James Joseph Howard IV. I'm James Joseph Howard III. And I wouldn't. A lot of people have, a brain bleed or whatever. It wouldn't surprise me if I had one. My father had well, actually, he didn't. His doctor was convinced that my father, of course, smoked, Camel cigarettes all the time, all his life, worked as a welder for quite a few years, and then, of course, he was, business agent of the local. I've worked for years, by the way, also as a welder and other things. But his doctor was, convinced that he had cancer, Dr. Black. And so anyway, then they went where they just decided to do, exploratory on him to find the cancer. Luckily, my dad Dr. Black was in surgery. But luckily, there was the doctor who was doing the surgery was a thoracic, I think it's called thoracic. Anyway, his specialty was surgery, on the chest and that type of thing. And they were in there for quite a while, and they kept sending samples to the lab, and all those samples came back negative for cancer. And then one of them, oh, maybe that's it, cut into it. It was his aorta. They cut into, and blood went. And Dr. Black came out to the waiting room. I was there with my mother. In the waiting room had a bunch of people waiting on people in surgery, and Dr. Black came out covered in blood. And he said, to Betty, he knew, he was like family position or whatever, And he said, I don't know, Betty, how we could have done it. We made a big mistake. We cut into his aorta. I'm not sure if we're going to be able to pull him through or not or whatever. And by the way, there was no lawsuit. And, my father didn't have cancer. But how did I get on that subject? Oh, maybe, I'm thinking of, I'm 81, I'll be 82 soon. If I'm going to have, if I got to have a major bleed up there or something, I just hope it's, I don't want to recover from it. Yeah. I don't want to be a vegetable, and I don't want to be laying there with tubes in me and that kind of stuff. I just, so. But let's stop talking about, remind me if I start talking. I'll update you if Anyway, I asked you if you could give me some advice. The Chrome that I have, Chrome box. I also have a Chrome notebook. I'm not sure if both of them have the problem. Let's see. Well, I think I can go back here. I think I can actually pull up, go to orders. I have to click on, okay, it's showing up. Search orders, okay. Chrome box. Now I have a 1 terabyte external. Okay. Let's see. Okay, why do I have 2? I ordered them. Okay, I ordered a Chrome box. I guess I probably gave it away to somebody. The last one I ordered, okay, was HP Chromebox, G2 Chromebox. Okay. I have a 1 terabyte external thing. Well, I need to do a search on, YouTube and find out. I can't get my 1 terabyte external, to be recognized by it. And that would give me 1 terabyte. I think that would take care of the problem. Just getting that. And I think if you already told me, I'm sorry, I can't remember it, but I need to upgrade the the memory and the storage with an SSD drive or whatever. So if you want to do like you did somebody or whatever, pick out what I need for this. I may not be able to afford to buy them all at once, but I think the SSD drive is less than $100. So, I'm kidding, but I can skip a few meals or something and, come up with that SSD drive. And right there, that probably would take care of the problem. But like I said, there are some really big changes coming to you might, if I can find it, if I think about it, I'll put the link below to the episode of Windows Weekly. I think they talk for about 2.5 hours, but they talk about the major changes that are coming. It's coming to browsers, coming to sites, everything else. Microsoft and all of these other companies are taking a change in direction, and they've already started, and so apparently we don't have much choice about it. Okay, back to, I guess I could shut it, no. Okay, I'll leave this so I can come back and put the link to this underneath it. So you could look, if you want to help out. Go and see what it's got in it or whatever and what I need to do. But an SSD drive, yeah. I guess since, I know I need an SSD drive, but maybe, oh, you're not looking at it again. Okay. How come you keep turning away? Yeah, maybe, a better SSD drive or double the volume, or something like that. I don't know. I welcome your input. I need it. Okay, let's see. Okay. These are family pictures. Let's see. Okay, my mouse shows up, doesn't it? This little girl here is Betty, or was, my mother. And this is her brother. And this, of course, would be, my grandmother. And she had total heart block. This is what I have. But when she had total heart block, it was at some point, I'm not sure exactly, but it was when my mother was a little girl. And, of course, her mother was not expected to live any time at all. And she lived long enough to come and live with us when I was in first grade, second grade. And I think she died when I was in the second grade. I don't think she made it to when I was in the third grade. And over here is a picture of my grandmother, my father's mother, and her 3 daughters. So those would be my aunts. And this is that same picture that you saw, and this is the same picture, but it looks like it's a little bit better, so I must have scanned it, tried a little better. Well, here's another try, and here's another one, and here's another one. So wait a minute, let's see. There's some more pictures. What do I have to do to see them? Because I thought there was an arrow thing showing. Okay. Okay, let's go to albums. No, that's gross. That's the top of my head, I think. Yeah. But I think that's the cancer thing is covered up. Okay, let's go this way, this way. Okay, I'm going to give up on that. Who knows what might turn up. Because I took a picture. What was it? Anyway, I don't want an Apple computer, by the way, or even a cell phone, although they're, you know, even if I could afford it. Wow, I bet this is over $1,000. I know it is. Galaxy S23. I'm sure it is. That's amazing that people pay. Of course, if you have, I mean, people buy, you know, expensive cars, expensive watches, or whatever. If a person can afford it, you know, more power to them. Okay, I see how many minutes. 30 minutes. Oh, that's too long, and I'm starting to feel kind of weird. And I think I need to lay down for a while. This time I need to make sure I put my phone on my chair, this chair back there, in case. Yeah, I'm starting to feel kind of weird. Anyway, thank you very much for watching.